Hello, everyone, and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Rogue Valley in Medford, Oregon. I'm Kimberly Hawkins, Spiritual Director here, and on behalf of our small Sunday broadcast crew, we're delighted that you decided to join us for our weekly celebration. We are a spiritual community that teaches ancient wisdom, new thought, and we welcome you no matter where you happen to be on your personal spiritual path. We are excited this morning to have a very powerful guest speaker with us. He is a next generation leader in our movement, Reverend Elisha Christopher, with an insightful message and a look back at the year we are just now completing. I also want to recognize Reverend Dr. Linda Rapond, who is holding high watch for us from her home in Ashland. And our musicians this morning are Alexa Ehrlich and Richard Williams, who now have our opening song.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing peace today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing love today. And I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today.
I invite you now to take a deep breath with me as we go into prayer. Just allowing the mind to become still and centering ourselves in the awareness that heaven really is right here where we are right now. That presence and power that birthed everything in the universe. I call it God, some may call it Spirit, Atman, Source, the creative principle of the universe. It is everywhere present, in all moments, in all things, in all of us. It is a power for good, for beauty, for order, for peace and harmony, and so much more. And I know that each of us is a unique individual incarnation of that one life. We can never be separate from the good, the harmony, the order, the beauty that Spirit is. And so I bless this time that we have together this morning, knowing that the words, the music, the energy is uplifting, that perhaps each of us takes away something that we're needing to hear, to recognize, or to remember. I bless each one helping to make this broadcast possible, and I bless each one listening, whether to the live broadcast or later to the recording. And let us now bless at this holy time of year all beings across our planet, whether they're worshiping online for a church, a mosque, a synagogue, or perhaps just a beautiful walk in nature where we connect with that presence that we feel and embody and sense when we get still. I bless each one dealing with the effects of this COVID epidemic, whether they're ill or loved ones are ill, knowing that God is right where each of us is, and that order reigns, beauty and goodness emerge. Love wins, as we like to say. And so as we near the closing of this year, I know that there are lessons and openings happening right now for this new year ahead of us. And I bless the new year as well as the one that we're leaving behind. In gratitude to speak words of truth, and gratitude for this opportunity to come together, I release these words into the law, knowing this prayer, as all prayers, is heard and it is answered before it even leaves my lips. And we say together, and so it is. Amen. For our reading this morning, I've chosen a poem by the Sufi mystic poet Rumi. It's called Lost in the Wilderness. I think that some of us have felt rather lost in the wilderness this past year, so let's listen to these words of truth from Rumi. Oh, lovers, where are you going? Who are you looking for? Your beloved is right here. She lives in your own neighborhood. Her face is veiled. She hides behind screens, calling for you, while you search and lose yourself in the wilderness and in the desert. Cease looking for flowers. There blooms a garden in your own home. While you look for trinkets, the treasure house awaits you in your own being. There is no need for suffering. God is here. God is indeed here. We go now to Alexa and Richard once again.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Sorry about that. I turned off my audio. Okay, let's do take two, shall we? First of all, thank you to Alexa and Richard for that beautiful song. It is now time for me to introduce to you our powerful guest speaker, Reverend Elisha Christopher. He is currently serving as the assistant minister at the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Cruz. Previously, Elisha served for years in the New Thought adult community called the Launching Pad. He is somebody who has a passion for taking new thought to the next thought, which you're going to hear very shortly in his message this morning. Elisha is someone who lives at the edge of possibility and continuously pushes the boundaries of thinking. I think you'll see shades of his mentor, Dr. Gene Houston, with whom he has had extensive leadership training. Elisha believes that every one of us can be a catalyst for change and invites us in the exploration of the unknown. It is my pleasure now to give you Reverend Elisha Christopher, one of the next generation's powerful new ministers. Elisha.
Good morning, my friends. I am so incredibly grateful to share this Sunday morning with you. Saddened that we can't be together in person, but grateful that we're able to be together virtually and be together in focus and in attention for a little while. And so if you will, let us begin, as I always invite us to, with a few breaths together. So wherever you are, and perhaps whenever you're seeing this, I invite you to pause and take a deep breath in. And let go. Take another deep breath in. And let go. Together, let's take one more deep breath in. And let go. And so here we are. We made it. At least here we are at the end of what has been perhaps one of the most interesting years that I think any one of us has experienced in a very long time. That 2020 has been really a year of great transition, of great change, of great disruption, of great chaos, of great confusion. There has been so much that has been brought up for us to look at, for us to participate in, for us to run away from, for us to experience over the course of the last 12 months. And I think it's really important that we take a moment to begin to actually look back at what we have all collectively, together, and individually walked through and experienced in the last year. And one of the things that I always say is that metaphysics, the practice of science of mind, is about looking for metaphor, is about looking for meaning, is about this belief that the spirit of the living God, that consciousness, that the universe is alive and awake and interactive, and that it is reflecting back to us individually and collectively. Everything that exists within us, it reflects back into the world, into our experience. And so if we use the power of metaphor and the power of looking and the power of the wisdom and intelligence that courses through each one of us to begin to look deeply into the experiences that we have all been moving through, there might be some deep information, wisdom, and insight available to us if we are willing to look. You know, throughout Centers for Spiritual Living for the last year, many of us came into January with this intention, with this claiming that 2020, this is the year of clear vision. That in 2020, we call in the knowingness, that we begin to see things as they are. That we begin to see people for what they are. That we begin to see the world for what it is. That we begin to see clearly, with deep knowing and understanding, what it is that is unfolding around us and happening in us and through us. And my goodness, my friends, that invitation of 2020, of 2020 clarity, 2020 vision, we must be careful sometimes what we ask for, because when we ask to see clearly, it means that we're asking to actually see what is currently there, what is in front of us, what is underneath the surface, what has been out of focus that we haven't been able to see. And let's just begin by talking about COVID-19 and this pandemic, this experience that has moved throughout all of humanity, that has moved all over the globe, that this one thing has caused us to rethink how we do almost everything. And I've been saying throughout this year, isn't it interesting that many of the symptoms of COVID-19, the fevers and the inability to breathe, and the flooding of the lungs and the overwhelm of the body, is very similar to humanity's effect on the planet. That we are causing the atmosphere to become fevered because of our activity. That the lungs of the earth have been under attack, the forests have been ablaze all over the planet, the Amazon, all over Australia, all over the west coast of the United States. The floods have been coming. And that if we look metaphorically, we can see very clearly that humanity's effect on the planet and this event that the planet has given humanity seem to be reflecting each other. And then as the issues of racial oppression and racial injustice and the loss of life that we have all seen due to this other epidemic, this other pandemic of racism that exists in our world has been brought up for us to look at. And as people all over our nation and all over our world have been struggling to physically breathe because of COVID, people began to march into the streets crying, "I can't breathe," George Floyd's last words. That there has been a deep, deep invitation from all of the circumstances of the world around us that have asked us to look at the source of life, the source of our breath, the source of the one that lives and breathes within everyone and everything that connects us to all things. That to me, the great message that is being screamed at us from all directions is, do we see how connected we truly are? Are we really looking for the shared connection between the presence of God in each individual, looking for it in the world, looking for it in everyone that we see, looking for it in our connection to life, looking for it in the way that all things are manifesting around us, showing us what we need to see? And if we begin to take a look back at the course of 2020, with this invitation that now we know that we are always see clearest with 2020 hindsight, right? That after something has happened and we look back at it, we go, oh, now I see. And so I want to invite us to look back to the last year. And the thing that I've been saying, I've sort of been spreading this rumor, if you will, or kind of creating this storyline, that what if this year was the year of the great transition? What if this year was the year of great change? What if this year was the year that every single one of us stopped what we were doing for long enough to examine ourselves, to be able to look within, to be able to look without, to be able to see what is being brought up to our attention? Because I believe that the last year has disrupted something in you. That it has moved or changed something in you. That a priority has been shifted, that an area of self that needs deep examination has been brought to light. That issues that existed in the world that perhaps you didn't see before are very clearly there. There is so much that has been moved over the course of the last year. And the question that I want each one of us to be asking as we round out this year and move into the next is, what is it that has been moved in me that is mine to look at? What has been brought forward with this new clarity? Because I believe that we are in a moment of turning. And this story that I've been saying is that what if this year was year zero? What if we've all ever believed in a second coming or a great awakening or the age of Aquarius or whatever you want to call it? If any of us have ever believed that that idea is possible, What if the great disruption that has come into our experience in the last year has been the catalyst to begin to unfold a new story? And so what if we began to take a step into the next year saying, you know what, this is year one of my new story. This is year one of our new story. That all the ways of doing and being that no longer serve, we're going to leave behind. And that we're going to use this last year and we're going to look back with deep insight and questioning and say, what has been moved in me? What is it that I have been forced to let go of? What is it that I have been forced to embrace? What is it that life and all the circumstances around me have brought up to my attention for me to look at? Whether it's beautiful or ugly, whether it's passion, whether it's pain, whether it's anger, whether it's inspiration, whatever it is that's been brought up for you, whatever the one thing is that has been moved in you the most, I invite you to begin to look at it, to begin to work it. Begin to name that as the thing that you're going to place your entire spiritual practice around as you walk into the next year. Because I believe that there is indeed a world that works for everyone, that wants to exist, that it lives within each one of us, and each one of us has a piece of it. Each one of us has the capacity to bring our power of mind, of imagination, of dream, and bring that into the world through our actions and through our choices and through the focus of our attention. And so what if we take this magnificent opportunity to realize that there is a great potential, that there is a great idea in the mind of God or in the mind of the universe, or there is a great dream that is calling each one of us, and it's tugging on us. And the dream is becoming so alive and so real and so powerful that it's disrupting all that is, all that was, all that needs not to be, all that needs to be healed, all that needs our attention is being disrupted and moved around and brought up to the surface so that we can say yes to a new possibility. Let us imagine that there is a future calling us that is about thriving, not only for ourselves, but for all of society, for all of humanity, for all of life on earth, and for the future. What if we begin to focus our spiritual practice on what does it look like to participate in the healing? And use all of the disruption and chaos that we perhaps may all have experienced or feel that we've experienced or that we've been seeing and finding in the world. And taking the energy of all of it and recognizing that if God is all that there is, then God is in this as well. And if God is in this, then what is it that is for the good that is taking place? And so we look back at the last year. What is the good that is coming from all of this? And if you begin to look, there is so much. There is so much good emerging in the world because of everything that is happening in the state of disruption. And if we look for the good, if we look for the beauty, if we look for the possibility, I guarantee you it's there. And it's ours to grab onto, it's ours to express, it's ours to build and bring forward. I've been using this analogy for a long time, that there is perhaps a world in front of us, a vision in front of us, an idea in front of us that is calling all of us. And it's like a great puzzle. And nobody has the box with the picture on it. Nobody knows where the borders or the outlines are. But every one of us has a piece. And that piece is your gift, it's your passion, it's your pain, it's your knowledge, it's your experience, it's the essence or the pattern of who you are and what it is that you specifically have to offer the world. And I really believe that whatever's been disrupted in you in the last year, if you can look back at all the things that have caused you inspiration and pain, if you can look at all of those and say, name one thing that has been brought up the most, the thing that's the loudest, the thing that is just really brought into your attention, and say, that thing is the gateway, that thing is the key to my piece of the puzzle. And I'm going to begin to focus my spiritual practice and my attention and my deep questions and my contemplations and my attention around working this one area of myself. or building this one thing in the world, or participating in the growth of this one idea. But I really want us to claim a story that the times that we are living through are times of mythic transition, that are times of evolutionary change. I want us to be living into a story that says that there is something magnificent happening around us, and even though we see it all as disruption, perhaps there is something trying to break through. And so I ask us to look at what is breaking through, breaking forth, breaking free from within each one of us, or that is being brought to our attention from outside of us. Ernest Holmes says that there is a presence that goes before us, always, that guides us, that guards us, that tells us what to do, when to act, and that pulls us, knowing that everything necessary to the full and complete expression of our greatest good is made available should we follow that presence. And so, in order to follow that presence, we have to tap into it. We have to feel it. We have to know that it is there. Jean Houston calls this presence the entelechy. And she says that there is indeed a presence who is the lure of the becoming, that there is a strand, that there is a pull, that there is a vision, that there is a call, that there is something that is yearning through each one of us, which is the great result of our possibility, saying, come be me, come this way, come be me. And that this presence that is saying, come be me, the one that is luring us into our possibility, that is the presence that goes before us. That is the entelechy. That is the dream. That is the realized world that you want to live in, that you know is real, pulling on you. And so I want to invite you for a moment to just rub your hands together and take another deep breath in. And place your hands out in front of you and maybe close your eyes. And just take a deep breath in. And feel the energy of who you are calling you. Feel a sense that there is a world on the other side of this chaos that is absolute beauty, that is absolute possibility. And it is that world that calls us into our dreams. That is that world that calls us into our passions. It is that world that calls us into who we know we can be. And feel the energy of that new world, of the energy of who you are meant to be. As close as it is touching your fingertips, buzzing with a little tingle of electricity. And know that there is one who goes before you, who makes the way easy and clear, who knows everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the greatest good for you and for everyone. And it is that one who is pulling on you. It is that one who is reaching into the depths of your being and bringing forth your greatest pain and your greatest inspiration and saying, look at this. That the entelechy stands right here and says, come be me. Step this way. Participate in your own life. Participate in your own mind. Participate in the world around you and follow this one passion, this one strand, this one disruption, this one difficult emotion, this one great passion, this one beautiful new idea. Follow it. Say yes to it. Bring it into the world to come. And should you choose, invite this presence to live in you as you, one step in front of you, calling you forward every day. And take another breath. I want to invite us to be willing to say yes to whatever it is that is showing up in the front of our awareness. The thing that is pulling us from the center of our heart. No matter how painful or beautiful or intimidating or exciting or perhaps even boring that thing might look, give willingness to participate and see where the lure of becoming is calling you if you're willing to look at that one thing that seems to be being brought up over and over and over again, that one thing that seems to be being brought up for you the most. And so if you will, my friends, one more time, just take a deep breath in and close your eyes. And just remember with me for a moment that there is one presence, that there is one infinite being, that there is one life force that is living and breathing throughout the entirety of the universe. And it is this one who is unfolding in, through, and as everyone and everything all the time. That indeed there is only one of us here, and this one is who and what I call God. And so in this knowing, let us remember that each one of us is the place where the Spirit of the living God is made manifest. That each one of us is the place where the attention, the mind, the heart, and the love of the universe brings itself into form. Let us know that each one of us is a place where intention and attention brings all possibility into focus. And so we choose to focus on the things that are difficult to look at. We choose to focus on that which has been brought into our attention. We choose to focus as we look back at this year of 2020 with 2020 hindsight, and we begin to seek the meaning. We begin to seek the metaphor. We begin to seek the understanding. We begin to seek, where is my attention being pulled? Where has my energy been brought? What is it that is mine to carry? What is it that it is mine to do? What is it that it is mine to pay attention to? And then claim it and say yes to it. And from that place begin to live, move, and breathe and have our being in absolute awe and gratitude that there is something greater than we are that breathes us, that lives us, that moves us, that has its being as us all the time. And it is this one who is indeed the power for good in the universe that is greater than we are, that lives and moves in all things. Let us be a place, each individually, and together as a community, and together as a human family, be a place where this presence comes into the world on purpose, where possibility takes form. And so it is. Thank you.
Come together, heart and soul, as we love together. Young and old, we will sing together, together in one song. Come together from different worlds, we are drawn together in our own way. We can pray together, together we are strong. I see God in you, you see God in me. One path, one vision, one family. Come together, dreams and hands, we will join together to build a place we can grow together. Together we are home. Together we are home. Together we are home.
Thank you, Alexa and Richard, for that beautiful song. And thanks to Reverend Elisha for that very insightful look at the year past, where we're headed, and how each of us has a part to play in this new year unfolding. Wow, we are blessed. It's time now in our service for our act of sacred giving. It's that time when we consider the good that's come into our lives and make a decision to share a portion of it to the places where we are spiritually fed. So if you're going to make a contribution to Center for Spiritual Living, I'm going to invite you to participate, or even if you're not making a contribution today, I invite you to participate in our affirmation. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world, and it returns to me multiplied abundantly. There are several ways to make a contribution to CSL RV. You can mail a check the old-fashioned way to P.O. Box 1458, Medford, Oregon 97501, or on our website, cslroguevalley.org. Just hit the donate button. One last reminder, if you're a regular member of this community or a regular attendee, we would love to have your conscious giving commitment for next year. If you haven't already emailed it to us at cslroguevalley@gmail.com, that enables us to create our budget so that we can continue to serve you, to create a world that works for everyone and uplift personal lives. A few announcements. Our morning spiritual practice calls on Monday and Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time continue on Zoom, and our Thursday evening call at 7 p.m. The links for that are in our weekly e-newsletter, and you can sign up for that on Facebook under email sign up or send us an email. We are participating in the World Healing Peace Meditation at 4 a.m. on New Year's Eve that CSL is hosting this year online, joining 500 million people across the globe. I think I've got my figures right. It's a lot of people worldwide meditating together. And our CSL Virtual Vista Convention is happening in February 15th to the 18th. This is the last couple days you have if you'd like to attend, to email us at cslroguevalley@gmail.com or email me, Rev Kimberly, at cslroguevalley.org. Let us know you want to attend. We're signing up together in groups because we get a group discount, but we have to register by the end of the year. So you have just a couple more days to let us know. Meditation is More Than You Think is our next class coming up in January, taught by Reverend Michelle Arellano. That's starting on Thursday evening, January 21st. And we are needing volunteers. We need a second and third Sunday crew at this point because this dedicated crew has been here almost every single Sunday now for the past 10 months. So recognizing Bill Miner, our Sunday producer, his wife Connie Miner, Jason Rummel, Shannon Schnibbe, Randy Clark, Vivian Lacey is here with us today. I think I've gotten everybody, and Tom Frederick, of course, our sound engineer. Let's see, I think Vicki Davis is here with us as well today, filling in. Thank you so much, Vicki Davis. Thank you. All right, we go now to our musicians once again, and I just want to thank Richard Williams, our pianist who has been with us for a while now, just so gifted. He will be taking a break, so this is his last time with us for a while. So a special thank you and blessing to you, Richard Williams. Alexa and Richard, take it away.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for for days of auld lang syne. We twa run about the braes and put the gowans fine, but we've wandered mony a weary fit since days of auld lang syne.
So happy New Year, my friends. Happy Kwanzaa. And a reminder to heed the beautiful words of Reverend Elisha, to focus on what is that one piece of the puzzle that you hold, that one thing that wants to be expressed through you this year, and let it happen. Make it happen. It reminds me of a blessing we used to say at the end of our service. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, life is in my affairs. I express it, I live it, I claim it, and I share it just the way it appears and just the way it appears not. Blessings, my friends. Until next time.